What's going on, guys, gals, and everything in between? You are on the sidelines with the sideline guys. I'm Chris.
I'm Derrick.
Welcome back.
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
back.
Yes,
How you
sir.
doing, man? What's going on in Derek's world right now?
Well, stop the presses. The helmet is spinning. I had to keep my promise to you. I thought about it like 10 minutes ago. I was like, oh, let me. So I got it. So she's back up and running. Looking forward
Thank
to a
you.
new year.
Thank you. I waited for this for months, months on end. I've been waiting for the eye
Yes.
candy. It's
Yes.
beautiful. It's
Yes.
beautiful.
And
The
it's
light just really,
it does.
chef's
Yeah.
kiss.
Yeah. And I had to put my Eagle shirt on, even though I'm pretty sure I probably wore this pretty recently, but who cares? Wanted to do it just in celebration. So we're back up.
Yes, sir. It's always a good time to celebrate
Yes.
preseason. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Preseason.
Yes. Yes.
Oh no, I'm just praying that that helmet doesn't stop spinning midseason again. That's all
Hey
we
man,
need. We need
I
it to
don't
go
I don't
the
think
whole
it will.
season.
I don't think it will. You know, I'm 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 feeling good about it. Let's just say that.
Hmm.
Let's just say that. So I think it'll spin all year long. So my
I'm hoping
apologies for having cut it.
Sirianni better be studying that RB playbook in Madden. I know there's a couple plays we need.
Look, Miles Sanders better be studying and learning how to shoot the gap properly. That's all. That's that. He's my concern over Sirianni right now.
Damn, that's rough. That is rough.
Yes,
You want to hear
sir.
a sad stat? You want to hear a
What's
sad
up?
stat?
Yeah, yeah. What you got?
Devin Singletary ran for more yards per carry than Miles Sanders this season.
Oh my God, yo, you had that locked and ready, did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Because I was surprised. I was genuinely surprised when I saw the numbers that
Yo,
Singletary put up. I'm like 4.5. Like, hold on, hold
and
on,
what
hold on,
was
hold on,
Miles?
bro. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up. But it's hilarious. It's
4.5. I'm
hilarious.
pretty sure he was probably like 2.3 or something like that. Maybe 3.9.
Oh man. Oh man. You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Oh boy. But this is not about my Eagles, people. I just wanted to do something for my boy, So
Thank you.
I
I
had to, I
needed
had
that.
to do that. I had to do that. If I could find something
Yes,
else to
sir.
float up in there, I probably will.
Yes, sir. Why can I not find this post now? I'm sorry. I feel like the worst out here. Just dropping stats with no proof. You hate it.
No, it's all good, man. But Devin Singletary, he's still in Buffalo, right?
Yes, sir.
Still in Buffalo. He didn't leave. Okay, so
No.
Jonathan, man, if you're listening, I'm praying for y'all this year, bro. Y'all got to do it this year. Y'all got to
Yep.
do it this year, man.
There's no better time
No better time. No better time.
for sure. I just real quick. This is gonna be super random.
Yeah.
I got an important side note today. So this is today's April 1st. We're not here to
Hmm.
fuck around. Let me just get
Right.
that straight.
Right.
Because there's a lot of shows and a lot of people out here doing weird shit on April 1st. We are
Yeah.
not those guys. Let's make it
Yeah.
very clear.
We're not fools.
Today, this is real. This happened to me today.
Okay.
So I told you I'm in kickboxing. I'm over there at Tiger Showman's right by my
Mm-hmm.
job. It's beautiful. You love to see it.
Nice.
My ass. So I made it through the kicking and punching part. I was good. I was a
Uh-huh.
little tired, but I was
Uh-huh.
good. They put us through workout cycles, right? So I'm
Uh-huh.
paired up with this guy. Can you believe 6 minutes through the workout cycle? I get through the first rep. Now I'm into the second rep. I feel something strange coming up. Bro, I threw up my whole lunch mid class. I had to run, literally run to the bathroom. And then I come up, I come up later and I asked my instructor, I go, so what do I get for that? Like I gotta get something for that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This man goes, a pat on the back, a pat on the back. And then they all came, clapped it up, and gave me the pat. You love to see it. You
Hey
love
man.
to see it. It's
It
great.
it
Honestly,
means
my
you're working.
favorite part about it, yes, sir. My favorite part about it is hands down, there is nobody in that room that is as unathletic as me.
Uh,
So I don't have to worry about nothing. I don't look
yeah.
at nobody else. I'm just here
Yeah.
doing my thing. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, in a couple months, it'll pay off. It's a great time. It's a
Hey
great time.
man. I've been wanting to get into some training lately. Actually, over the last couple of years, I've been wanting to do MMA training, but
Hmm.
still don't know which discipline I want to tackle first. You know what I'm saying? So
You're a germaphobe. Do not do
I'm a
jujitsu,
germaphobe.
man.
It's like,
I've had dudes sweat into my mouth. Just letting
say,
you know.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if ooh, ooh, that would not go well, man. That would
Yes,
not go
sir.
well. Mm-mm,
Yes, sir. Start with the
mm-mm.
bag. You don't want to be out here looking like Stephen A on the pads. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, look, at my worst, I've never looked like Stephen A. I don't know what the hell that was. I mean, he
Bro.
tried to say that was his like after his shoulder surgery or whatever. I'm not buying that. I'm
Yeah,
not buying that.
you don't throw bungalows like that unless you believe in them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? There was
yeah.
some belief. You felt like he was doing something.
The
Yeah.
step through, and the follow through he had. Like he believed in that for real. Like
I
he.
respect. I respect the commitment. That's what it was. It was
I do
commitment.
too, but just own up to it. You look like a
Yes, sir.
novice. That's all.
Yes, sir.
That's all.
And shit, I do too. The funniest part, real quick, underrated. This is
Mm,
underrated. I had no idea.
huh?
I didn't think this was anything on my radar. So I'm obviously a righty.
Mm,
So I get my orthodox stance. I'm throwing my jab out there. They always get us to do sort of the jab cross drills.
mm.
Bruh, after my first class, this was over a week ago now, my first, very first class, I made it through the class fine, great. The next 4 days, I could not reach my arm behind my back because that's how sore my shoulder was. Like right
Yeah.
here. Yeah, bruh, throwing a jab, the first, the first 20 times we good.
Hmm.
After it ain't easy. I just gotta say that. Got
Yeah.
a newfound respect.
Yeah, man. That's some wild stuff right there.
But anyway, let's move on.
Yes, sir.
Right now, there's so much to talk about, but it is a down week. I will admit that it is a
Yes.
down week. So we might as well start in the land of dreams, because
Yes,
as
sir.
you know, the NFL offseason is the best time for any NFL fan to
Yes.
theory craft of what the entire season is going to look like. So it's only right we cover the free agency moves that have broke since last week.
Yes.
Uh, First major one, this actually dropped today, so we might as well let it fly. We got Marlin Mack going to the Texans. How do you feel about this? What's the juice on this one? Does it matter?
Uh, it does because it matters for his next contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, what he signed for like 1 year, right?
I don't think so. Yep.
Um, I hate that for him because of all teams, you can't tell me.
Mhm.
You can't tell me he like there was no market for him. Because I think we were even trying to trade for him at one point. I think sometime last year, but you know, Indiana's you got Jonathan Taylor and Naeem Hicks. So Hines, I'm sorry, not Hicks. But the Texans, like I hope he's able to bounce out of there real fast.
For sure.
I don't like the Texans for him. I like that he's able to get out of Indiana, but not the Texans. I would have stayed in Indiana.
I'm telling you, he's gonna get a couple check downs to General Mills himself. I'm telling you. But besides that, I don't see much from it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Lovey
man.
Smith, yeah, you get whatever you can out of him. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
get whatever you
yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but you don't
Oh,
have
this
much there.
isn't. Go ahead.
No, I was
Sorry
just
about
saying
that.
you don't have much there. So,
Yeah. He will be the standout player on that offense, though, if you
oh,
ask me at the
ooh,
moment.
would you get him for fantasy
Ooh, that's a good one. I think it's
flex
worth a
option?
flyer. Yeah, it's worth a flyer.
Yeah,
That third RB,
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
even fourth RB. Yeah, if you could
yeah.
figure it out.
That's your backup. Yeah, why not?
I like it. We gotta stop giving out these gems,
I
man.
know,
I'm
but
trying to do well in the
I
OTS league. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
saying.
yeah. I definitely, but see, that's one thing I want to do. Probably close to the season starting, I do want to go over certain fantasy football
Mhm.
strategies, so to
Yep.
speak. I just don't want to give mine away.
I'm excited for that because
Yeah,
every year I do it differently. So I don't have a go-to, but
yeah, yeah,
there is some rules I like to abide by for sure.
for sure, for
Yeah, man.
sure.
So next up, this isn't a free agency move, but I thought it was worth recognition.
Mhm.
Bruce Arians made his retirement out there in Tampa Baytown. I mean, the
Yes.
state where people retire. You love to see it. Uh, I would say now that it's all said and done, and we could retrospectively look at his career, that's a damn good career, right? Like
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
crazy about that at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really big capstone too to get that title, and then have another great run where you look like you're on your way. You lose to the eventual champs.
Hmm.
Great time to go out, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was slick thinking he was gonna pull a Tom Brady though.
Imagine,
I,
that would be so intolerable.
bro, like it just for some reason I don't know why. I think like Tom Brady may have just kind of ruined stuff for me in terms of people actually announcing retirements because I
Mhm.
don't know if I'm going to be able to even trust anyone now. And
Yeah.
I know it's just him that did it, but it's like at least did like this. I know some people, other people come out of retirement before, but he didn't even sign the papers. So like he was retired by mouth.
This is the
Um,
life of a hardcore MMA fan. I just gotta say, there's no
yeah,
such thing as a
yes,
retirement.
yes. Even in
Mhm.
wrestling, like Shawn Michaels retired and then came back and did a little something one a few years back, I think.
That sweet chin music wasn't playing the same way though. I'll
Mm,
tell you that. That
nah, it
that kick was a
wasn't.
little short. It was a
Yeah,
little short. But I
yeah,
think
man.
the biggest note of that is their new head coach, Todd
Bro,
Bowles. And this
I'm
is someone you've been calling for to get a shot for years now.
yeah,
I love it. Third
yeah,
black head coach in the league. You love to see it.
yes,
Um, and as I mentioned that, it's only right that we talk about Brian Flores really quickly. Um,
yeah,
from what I last heard about this lawsuit, we're moving on. There's no settlements, baby. We're moving on. He's getting other coaches as well to try to um, work for his case as well. So got some witnesses as well, people that were asked to do the same things.
hmm,
I hope the best for him. And let me just quickly say, I love that he's on a team. I hate that he's on the Steelers because it's gonna make the Steelers
yes,
better. He's gonna make the
yes.
Steelers better.
He is, and that is a downside to that. But I actually kind of like it at the same time, which is kind of weird.
Mhm.
That he's there. I just want him to get a head coaching position, and I would imagine maybe in the next year there's going to be some openings. But I don't know that he's going to get one.
Dude, he's in the perfect spot for success. Adopting
Yeah,
a defense like that, I
yeah,
mean, you already have such good momentum. I agree, man. That someone across the league is gonna fuck up, and I'm telling you, it might be
yes.
the Colts. It might be the Colts. I think the
Yo.
Colts are due.
So okay, so if everything doesn't work out for Indianapolis this year, do you think Frank Reich is on the hot seat?
100%. I was surprised that there wasn't more talk of that at the end of this season.
Hmm.
Um, I know it's easy because of, let's be real, Carson Wentz. I still can't believe we
Yeah.
sat here on the show and you defended that man.
Look,
But
I'm loyal. What else to say? I'm loyal to my
I
people.
respect it.
I'm gonna defend you to the last bit. If you my people, you my people. That's all.
I respect it. You love to hear it.
Yeah.
Loyalty is the royalty, baby.
Yes, sir.
Next up, Bobby Wagner going to the Rams. Another heartbreak for me personally because I thought we had him. I thought it was all locked up. That would have been
Yeah.
great for us. They better be calling Calais Campbell right now. They better be on
I
the phone
know.
right now because we still haven't
Yes.
got him back. And not
Yes.
getting Bobby Wagner. Now I'm getting a little nervous. But what do you think this does for the Rams? I mean, they filled the spot that they missed a little bit out on. So,
Yeah, for sure. Excuse me. Not only that though, what the hell is going on with this cap space?
dude, they're
Does
just
is it does
creating
it
it.
does it not exist?
No,
Where are they
why would
pulling
it?
this
When you
money
could
from?
just pay the tax. You could pay the tax.
That's true. That's true. And so this move to me, are they your early favorites for Super Bowl winners next year? Early
I think
favorites?
we need to find out what's going on with Odell. Once
Yeah.
that situation pans out, I think we'll know a little bit better. And it's not even because of sort of him not being on the team. It's really more so about where he ends up
Yes.
and whether or
Yes.
not that
Yes.
makes them the favorite.
Yeah.
Because I still think even without him, they're up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got to be at least in your top two for sure.
For sure. Yeah. I think. because I'm really intrigued. Even if he doesn't resign in LA, I'm almost wondering if they're gonna like try to take a stab in the dark and go get Antonio Brown.
Why not? Yeah, why
Like
not?
I'm still kind of wondering like why. Okay,
Because he hasn't gotten his ankle surgery. That's
I
why.
oh he didn't get it yet. I thought he got it
Bro,
already.
this man said, until I get signed, I ain't getting it.
Okay, never mind. No one's signing him.
You know what that means, right? You know what that means.
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense. I don't because he was
He
on the
need them
pivot.
insurance clear. He need them
Yeah.
insurance checks to clear.
He was on the pivot like a month ago and said that he was that at that time that he was going in that week for his surgery, or a week or two after that was going to be his ankle surgery. He was going to get right back and get into workouts. So
Hilarious.
okay, well if he's not going to do the
They need to
surgery,
make a 30 for 30 about that man.
I am looking
Because
forward to
holy
that.
shit.
I am
Yeah.
looking forward to that, and I want them to use all of his music. From the pit to the palace. And that's what the title of it needs to be. It needs to be. I am honestly pissed off at how much that song gets stuck in my head.
Yeah.
It's actually a good song. It's a good song. But yeah, man, I wouldn't mind seeing LA sign him. I wouldn't mind
The Ravens
seeing you
signed him.
guys sign him.
Do it.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
sir.
the Ravens should go after him.
How would you feel if the
Green
Eagles
Bay,
got him?
who did?
The Eagles.
I would love it. I don't think it's gonna happen though.
Yeah, me neither. But
I don't think it's gonna happen because you know they got Devontae Smith. They went and got my guy from Indianapolis. I forgot his name. Um, Quez Watkins is still coming back. Like they have some pieces there. I know people wanted a big splash. I would not mind having Antonio Brown though.
yeah, man, better
I
than them
wouldn't
Rager
mind.
bombs. I'll tell
Oh,
you.
Rager got to go. I don't think he's gonna. I don't. There's no way in hell that man. If he stays, I'm gonna put it like this: if he actually sticks around for one more year, it's just because Howie just wants to prove something, and I don't know
Mm,
what he's trying to prove. I think he wants to make sure that we can actually like make up for not getting Metcalf or something, or
yeah.
Jefferson rather. I don't know what it is, man, but whatever. Rager ain't gonna be on that field next year. Not with the Eagles. He can't mentally
Yeah.
take it, and I feel bad for him. But like mentally, he can't be there. There's no way that man can mentally stay that in that spot.
Yeah, man. It's tough times. Tough times in the city, baby.
Yes, sir.
But anything else on this Rams move before we move on? Are they your favorites as well? Because I don't think I bounced back to you on that one.
I don't see how they're not. I
Mhm.
I I don't. I mean, you can easily write them into the NFC Championship
Yep,
easily. Like if that's as far as they go, that's one thing. But I think they could easily make it back there as long as everybody's healthy.
for sure. For
You
sure,
know.
man. Hey, I know the Packers fans are crying right now, but you love to hear it. You love to
Oh,
hear it.
bro, Packers and Green. I mean, Cowboys. Those are the two fan bases that I'm actually laughing at right now. More
Yeah,
so Dallas than Green Bay, but
that's every year. So,
that's every year. Yeah, it's nothing new.
but it keeps getting better though, right? Like I feel like this off season was even better than last year.
Oh, it was sweet. It was sweet. It was sweet. I'm excited.
I'll be surprised. This is my hot take right now, and I'm not saying this because you're my co-host. It's because I believe it.
Mhm.
If the over under for wins for them this season should be at 9, and I'll
For
be
Dallas.
surprised. And I'll be surprised if they hit 11. Like I will be surprised.
I'd be shocked because there's no way they should be able to. McCarthy said something this week that was pretty weird. I mean, it's McCarthy, but it was still weird. Um, he said that something to the effect of it being hard to be an offensive led team in this league, and you want to I mean, I don't know the whole quote. I should have pulled it up, but he said something to the effect of it being really hard to be an offensive led team in this league, and when you have Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, CD Lamb, I don't know how that's difficult. And you have a good line too. It's not like they have a really good line. So I don't know how it's hard to be an offensive team.
Yeah.
I don't get that
In an offensive league.
in an
it's,
offensive
it's very
league. That's
strange.
exactly
I
what
guess
it's
because
supposed
you
to
need to
be.
keep up on that end. I guess that
They're
part makes a
not.
lot more sense.
They're not going to keep up. So yeah, maybe and you got telling yeah, Gallup coming back. So yeah, I mean they're not going to get if they get eight wins next year. I'll be a little shocked at that.
That's a little, I don't know. That's a
Uh,
little low for me. I'm a
well,
little nervous to
mainly because
say that.
that defense took a dip, bro.
It's that
That
division
defense,
for me,
it's
man.
it's a division, but it's also look at the conference, right? Like you should be able to be again. The NFC is technically wide open. Like
Yep.
anyone should be able to really make their claim right now. But I don't see how they're going to be able to do anything with the way they are right now. Like you gave up a couple pieces, and you also
My
did
thing
not do
is,
anything to fill those gaps.
for sure. I just feel like you have to say that they have 4 wins as soon as the season starts. So I can't
Yes,
imagine
yes.
them not finding 4 more wins somewhere along the schedule.
That's like I think eight is like the ceiling for me. I don't know if they're going to
Wow.
be able to make any more, and I could be wrong on that,
Wow.
but I don't know. I don't know. They're
Yeah.
going to struggle like they struggled last year. People
hmm
made a whole like big to do over some of their wins, but those were wins against kind of
Cold
bad
teams.
teams. Like what do we? You're supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't even make the playoffs. So I don't know. Like
They did make the playoffs, but I get what you mean. They
you didn't do what you
real
wanted to
quick.
do. Like you can't.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they played a game, but they didn't do anything. Like we made the playoffs, but I don't know that I really like yeah, you technically you're in the playoffs, but like you're not doing
I
anything
know
in the playoffs.
that's funny though, because I said that same thing on this show a couple weeks ago too, and I never even mentioned it to you again. But when we got off air, I was like, that was fucking dumb. I said the Eagles didn't go to the playoffs,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
get it. Yeah, I
But
get it.
like like I mean, for us it was something because first year coach, Hurts first year as a starter. You have young guys in there. That's one thing. That's a team that's been together for a while. Like
Yeah.
that's not. I
And
don't
at
know.
their peak,
At
especially
their
now,
peak,
it's easier to
yes.
say that, but at their peak,
Yeah. It was
I'm
weird.
interested to see. I feel like their defense might be the thing that carries them, and that's a
Do you
crazy
think
thing to
that?
think about.
Really?
Not to being an effective team, but versus their offense,
Oh,
like
for sure.
in the
Yeah,
games
yeah,
that they
yeah, yeah, yeah,
win,
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna be
It'd be because of
the
defense.
defensive impact that
I
keeps them
agree.
close for sure. Yeah, man. But anyway, I don't know how the hell we got on to talk about those
Me either.
fuckheads. Up next, uh, I'm gonna let you take this one away.
Okay.
Kaepernick, please tell us what he's up to, and what do you
Yes.
think is the right move?
Okay, so he's getting a tryout basically, and this is kind of weird.
How
I'm
many
thrown
times you
off
got
of
to see
this.
this dude try
I don't know how
throw the
many
damn
times.
ball?
I
Like for
don't know,
real.
man. But like this is gonna be at halftime for the Michigan game tomorrow. And for everyone, we're recording this on a Friday night. This will hopefully be out in the morning. But um, he's going to be playing. He's going to be playing. Doing the tryouts halftime at the Michigan game. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there's going to be some guys that are in the draft that will be, doing the workouts with him. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about that. But um, his agent said that he's willing to be a backup QB just to get back into the league.
Mhm.
Now, I don't see. I think it's just weird all these hoops that he has to jump through just to get a look. You know what I'm saying? Like and Seattle just makes all the sense in the world right now. Seattle makes a ton of sense. I
What do
don't
you
even.
lose?
Yeah, you have nothing to lose. I mean, but and he's worked out with Tyler Lockett, right? Like it kind of makes sense to go ahead and start, start the process. But I mean, if it's not Seattle, you've got
He, he doesn't cost you a draft pick too. That's the main
you
thing.
don't have that's exactly right. You don't have to you don't have to trade for him or anything like that. Just give him a vet minimum deal. See what he could do for a year. You know what I'm saying? Everybody keeps
Dude,
talking about he's been out for 6 years and does he look the same? Bro, he looks better right now than he did the last year we saw him.
you know, and you could tell he's been working. I just got to say real
Yeah.
quick, I think hands down the Saints should also take a flyer on him too. because
Yes.
they made it clear that Taysom Hill is going straight to tight ends. All right. I
Yes.
think
Thank
Simeon
God we're
signed
done with
somewhere
that.
else too. Yeah, for sure. That should have been happened a couple years ago.
Hmm.
But yeah, why not? Like,
Carolina,
about to call
if you're
him.
not.
I was about to call him Wiseman. Um, Jameis Winston has a lot of issues
Yeah.
staying on the field. So why
Yeah.
not? Like,
And so now you don't
what
have a
does it do?
backup. So that would make sense.
Exactly.
That would make sense. Yeah. Carolina makes sense. Um,
That's a great shout.
Washington
Is
would even
Cam
make sense.
signed for
I
this?
don't know. I don't think he is. Every time I hear about Carolina, it's always about Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear them talking much about Cam Newton. I know they said that they were willing to bring him back, but I don't know if they actually signed him.
Crazy. Yeah.
So if they didn't sign him, then that's another team. That's another player that someone should be looking at. And to be completely honest, Pittsburgh is not really so it's like set on their QB. You got Mitch Trubisky. You're not set.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
that's technically still another team that could bring in a QB. So I don't know. I don't know. This it's just weird seeing him having to go through these hoops, but I'm glad he's able to at least get an opportunity to show what's what. I mean, he's been showing us for the last 6 years, but we'll see.
We shall see. Real quick, two other sneaky moves that I didn't take note of, but I think are important. Dolphins re-signed Xavier Howard to a nice deal
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Nice deal. 5 years, 25 mil average per year. That's big money. I just got to
Oh,
say that's big money for that
you got
position. But
25 per?
per, that's big money. Yeah, I know there's a lot of guys right now that calling their agent like, bruh,
Wait,
what the
hold on.
fuck?
Hold
What the
on.
fuck, bruh?
Does that reset the market for
It has
for the
to, right?
quarterback? I mean, the cornerback?
It has to.
25 per. That's a lot.
Yep. Hell of a lot. But I think it'll be worth it in long term. But that's one side of the field, buddy.
Yeah.
You gotta figure out the rest of it.
Yeah. I mean, you just got Tyreek Hill, so I guess really their money isn't tied up in a lot of guys, like big money.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good
Exciting
for him.
times,
That's
man.
that hey, opportunity right there, man.
Hey, if they asking you to play that dude in practice, fuck it.
Oh yeah,
Get
yeah,
get your
yeah.
bread. Get
Yeah,
your
yeah. I'm
bread.
getting my money, man. Because God forbid
Yes,
something
sir.
happens to me while I'm covering this dude in practice. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm with it.
Another good sneaky one. Uh Pat Pete going back to the Vikings again.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
same
yeah,
position.
yeah,
I'm surprised that he became a staple there. I really
yeah,
am.
yeah,
I thought it was going to be sort of a one and done thing there, but here we
yeah.
are,
I
another
thought
year.
I thought he was out too. That's interesting.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah, man. And then a final one. He was here last year, right? Yeah, he was. The Bucks re-signed Gio Bernard. That's all we got,
Yes,
baby.
yes, yes.
That is all we got.
Very interesting week in free agency.
You don't got a lot of them, bro.
Look, no, you still got Gilmore out there. You got who else?
And no real rumblings. Tyra Matthew.
Tyron
There's a
Matthew.
couple of
Yeah, that's
guys
another.
still
Yeah, yeah,
left.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's interesting. They must be taking their time.
The biggest one is Odell, man. Somebody got to figure that out ASAP.
Do you think there's a concern over Odell right now?
I mean, there has to be, right?
Yeah,
Multiple times where you had the same issue.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. This is like the
and
third.
especially, go ahead.
This is like the third one, right?
Yep. Yep. That's
Wow.
tough. But I
Yeah.
feel like in this day and age, please tell me if I'm wrong. But I
Mm.
feel like that injury is doesn't mean what it used to. Am I
No,
crazy for feeling that way?
no, 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 no. It does. It doesn't mean the same thing. It used to be a death sentence.
Literally.
Right now,
Yeah.
it's one of those things. You take a year, come back. I mean, because we like he's already been hurt, and then
Exactly.
you've seen
And
him in
came
the
back
last couple.
strong.
Yeah. So I mean, I hate it for him, but I think there should be a market for him. There should be a market for him. He's not done.
Definitely not.
Not
Definitely
done
not
at
done.
all.
All right. Now, it's only right that we get into the real news this week. The NBA, baby. We're in full swing.
Yes.
heading at fucking record speeds to the playoffs. I'm so
Yes.
excited because right now it's a good time to be a basketball fan, man. I feel like everything's ramping up heavy, and all these teams are really taking shit seriously. We got a playoff type game between the Bucks and the Nets that came
Hmm.
down to KD missing a game winning shot. Uh,
That was a wild
Real
shot.
close game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. It was the same shot that he buried him with last time too,
Yeah.
which was that roll
Yeah.
was lucky for them. I've been on this on the other side watching those highlights, like he's gonna do it. So yeah, it was funny too because you saw the way he reacted after it
Yeah.
fucking burned him, and then he just
Yeah.
dapped up Giannis like, "Good game, bro." Because
Yeah.
Giannis went crazy that game, like
Let me ask you this: Is does Giannis not get enough respect?
100%. There's
It's
no way you could
weird.
say he does.
It's
Yeah.
so weird. It's so weird. Like,
Defending champ.
bro, and look, it's not even that for me. It like for me now, because I know for the last couple of years I've been saying that he needs to do more for his game to
Mhm.
extend his career. Because that you know
That
drive
style.
and all that. Yeah, that's not gonna hold up for him. But I mean he's been extending his range for the last couple of years. He's been working on that, but he's been a little more consistent, I'd say, in the last year and a half, 2 years now.
Mhm.
Um, I just wanted him to develop the handles. I was saying if he
Mhm.
developed handles at least like AD has, he'd be a little bit better. He'd be able to I think he'd be able to dominate even more with handles, like real handles, not just
Legit. Because he
yeah.
has that LeBron free throw game now. Like
Yes,
he's
yes,
creeping on that 80%, which is great
yes, yes,
for the
yes.
way he gets fouled. You need that.
Yeah,
But what I've been most impressed by is like fucking defensively. Like this dude is
yeah.
dominant. Like
Oh yeah, he
there was
turned
a
it up.
big block that he got on Embiid that they were trying to review and say it was a goaltend. I'm like, that was a clean fucking block. But what I
Yeah,
didn't agree with, so real quick, I'm gonna get into the weeds here a little bit, but I think this is
yeah,
important to talk
yeah.
about. So he got that block shot, and then
Hmm.
he swatted the ball immediately out of bounds. Like there was no question about that.
Hmm.
But then they do the review. It was originally called a goaltend on the floor.
Hmm.
They do the review, they overturn the goaltend, and then they make them do a jump ball. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Why?
that doesn't because they try and make it sound like no one had possession at that point, and it doesn't make any sense. I'm actually kind of I was thinking about this a couple weeks ago. Um, but this new batch of referees, bro, they're annoying.
I agree.
They're annoying. Because I know they brought in this new group. I'd say like a
Mhm.
year or two ago, and once those guys got in, it seemed as if we were getting an increase with not just regular fouls being called, but techs being called, and calls not being made. It
Yep.
seemed like it was an increase, and I don't understand that. Like, I love the institution of the challenge, right? But the I think the refs need to either work on something with themselves, or they need to go hire some new people that know what they're talking about, like veterans, not new, 1 2 years into being a ref, like veterans.
You know what's so funny about that? And I think this is so true. Um, and the only reason I know about this is because MMA journalist Luke Thomas. Shout out Luke Thomas. But this
Yeah.
man talked about this study where
Mhm.
basically with NBA, NFL refs, that when it comes down to making effective calls and the percentage of effective calls, that
Mhm.
tenure does nothing for you. In fact, it trends you in the opposite direction. So the longer you've been around,
Mhm.
the more percentage of calls you get wrong, which I think is crazy.
That's
But at the
interesting.
same time, it also makes sense. I think you see it often with guys in MMA
Hmm.
like Herb Dean.
Yes.
Um, and I think Big John got out at the right time because he
Yeah.
started to slip as well. I think there
Yeah.
is there it really is something to that.
Complacency.
It's not just the athletes that age, ladies and gentlemen.
Hmm.
Everyone is aging on the same damn clock, and I think that that's important. So yeah, it's good to get the new crop in. I
Hmm.
agree though. You got to find a healthy mix, and the fact that there's a, well, I forget what it's called, but NBA, the ref hub where they could throw to them at any point. They're reviewing all these games.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
in my opinion, I feel like there should be something implemented, and I don't know how they could do it, but like a fucking light goes off, and
Mm.
we could fix this shit without a challenge. Because honestly, we got the technology, bro. Like, why not?
That's going right into what I was about to say because you have three refs on the floor, right? It should be you have an eye in the sky as well that's able to make a call because you have these guys that are and women that are making these calls or not making calls that are costing games, right? And it doesn't make any sense. I like and look, it doesn't matter if it's my team or not. I don't like seeing the referees really put their footprint on the game like that. Like it should be unbiased right down the middle. If you didn't see it, you didn't see it. But if you didn't see it, the Iron Sky caught it and it's being called. That you see what I'm saying? Like that would be fine with me if they figured out where they could just have it just like you said, like make that call. Hey, fix this. I would be
It'll
fine
make
with
it
that.
so much better. It'll make it
Yeah,
so much better.
yeah.
And I mean, it ain't that what the challenge is? Like, but that's up to discretion
That's up to discretion, but that's also up to the coach, right? To be able to make
and
that
making it.
call.
Yep.
And you get two challenges, one
Yep.
challenge. Um,
I think it's per half, right?
per half, yeah, one per half. So like, I don't. They got to do something, man. But like, if they just, I would be okay with the referees they have right now if they just put that in place where they have that eye in the sky type of
And if you do a
referee.
challenge, if you ask me, if you get it right, you should get it. You should get that shit back. Like, I don't understand why it's not like that in the NBA. That doesn't make no sense to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because really, it's like you lose a timeout or whatever if you don't.
In football, I don't
In
think it's like
football,
that in the
no,
NBA.
you
Yeah,
lose. What's you lose something in Jesus, my bad, man.
you good.
It's something with if they get it if they don't find it right, but either way, there should be some type of way to balance it out. And
Mhm.
if even if they just did that, where they just put someone else neutral party uh that's there, that's just like, yo, okay, yeah, you didn't get this. So the next time, even if they're not able to call it or change it within the play of the game, next time out, adjust it, let it be known, move on. We don't
Yep.
have to spend so much time on it, but especially with the game, transitioning the way it is, especially over the last couple of years, where you've got guys that are, you know, they're doing a lot more on both sides, both ends of the court. So I need the referees to evolve too.
For sure. That's a great way to put it. But to get back to it, I think let's just do a little quick rundown of the standings right now because I think this is
Yeah,
really important. And then I want to play a little game with you real quick.
bet,
I
bet.
didn't even tell you about this, but this is gonna be fun. So real quick, we've got the Miami Heat holding on by a damn thread. They're five and
Yeah,
five in their last 10, and
yeah,
they're only up one game on the Bucks, and then the Celtics are one game behind them. Honestly, the East is like that all the way down to the seventh seed.
yeah,
It's literally a
yeah,
game separating each team. So
yeah,
that exciting stuff, man. I love to see the East really prop themselves up this year because for a long time, uh, everyone was calling for the 16 play-in because of the East,
yeah,
and
yeah,
now they finally sort of even that gap for sure.
for sure.
So we got Heat, Bucks, Celtics, and then Sixers, which are also 5 and 5 in their last 10. Bulls, Raptors, who are 8-2 in their
Mhm.
last 10. I'm just saying they might end up somewhere near that 5 or 4 seed even.
They could.
Uh, yeah, man, they're really good. I don't want to play that team, and I know you probably feel the same way. I don't.
The
You don't
Raptors.
even know who's not vaccinated on your team. We someone is, but we don't know who it is. So that's
I actually,
scary
I,
times.
I actually think they are vaccinated
Oh, you
because
think they're just capping?
like this is a big to do about nothing right now.
But why would they lie? Why would they? Why would they say I don't want to? Well, they didn't lie. They said
They
I don't want to
didn't.
answer
They
that.
just yeah. And honestly, look, I don't care. I don't care. Like, if they don't want to answer, they don't want to answer. I don't care. Are they playing games? Al Horford said, I will be able to travel wherever I need to go in order to play in the playoffs.
That's how Holford though. There's a lot of other guys. I'm just
Tatum,
saying.
Tatum's going to do it. And look, if they're not vaccinated right now, Tatum will get it and Brown will get it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Williams is likely going to come back probably before the second round of the playoffs.
Which is crazy.
He just got a little trim, and
A little trim,
hey,
a little
I'm
off the
happy,
top.
man. Yeah, just a little bit, just a little bit. I will say, I think that idiot that got the Celtics 2022 championship banner tattoo on his arm, I will say you messed us up, bro. You did that.
Mm.
That's you.
Y'all
That's you.
hit the first seed and he went straight to the
I swear to
tattoo
God, that
parlor.
dude went and got that tattoo, and that happened to Rob Williams like 2 nights after. So yeah, I'm
Okay.
blaming him. I don't care. It could have been coincidental, but I'm blaming him.
I'm saying I think that's a bigger deal though, because even if he does come back, the kind of player he is, like we need those D's, bro. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I will see. Here's the thing. I think because this decision wasn't made by the Celtics. This was made between Williams and his doctor. Like
Hmm.
I don't even think this was a team doctor. This was his doctor, and they made their best decision. I think it took them about like 2 or 3 days to actually come up with a decision and then proceed with that procedure. But yeah, I think he's fine. I don't really think it's much because it really depends on the size of the tear, right? Like the partial tears, they're nagging, right? Like I had one of my Achilles, but they take a little longer to heal than the complete tear because it's but it's also depending on your location
And it's also the
and
way you
which
play.
and
You're
which tendon
continuing
it
to play.
is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So it's like
Mhm.
because of all of those factors into it, I think he'll be able to come back and play like Robert Williams and he'll be fine. I mean, just needs to keep up with the rehab and make sure he's good. But they said 4 to 6 weeks. I think he'll be back before game 3 or 4 of the first round. So yeah, if it
Send
is
that
the
man to
Raptors,
Colombia. Let's get him some stem cells in
hey
that
bro,
knee. We
I'm
need
telling you
something.
right
We need
now,
something going on.
get him stem cells and vibranium.
Ooh,
let's let's
ooh,
let's
you
let's
love
hook
to
him up.
hear it.
I want him on that Black Panther.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's
Set him up.
hilarious, bro.
But yeah,
Anyways,
yeah,
let me get this out. We've got the Cavs at the seventh seed with 42 wins and 35 losses, which is crazy. Because the East and West win rate of the seventh seed is basically identical, which
yeah.
is
And I think
very
this
cool.
this is the first year that the Cavs have a winning record without LeBron since like '97 or something like that.
Damn, that's a deep cut right there. That's beautiful. That's the year I was born. Let's fucking go.
Hey man,
Doing their damn thing.
look, I love what I'm seeing with the Cavs, man, and
Yeah. And they're
you
fun to
know
watch. That's
they
the
are
best
they
part
are
about
fun to
it. They're
watch.
fun to watch.
They are. I just hope that LeBron doesn't go back. That's my
Hmm.
only thing. I just don't
Yeah,
want
I'll
him to
be
go
so
back
tight. I'll
because
be
I
so
don't
tight.
I don't want to see him mess that up.
Because he will. He will find a way.
He's gonna mess it up.
Somehow get Garland traded. You hate to hear it.
Mobley's gonna be
Anyway,
gone.
we'll move on before we will this into existence because we probably will. Next up, Nets at 8. I just gotta say, um, they look like a playoff team. Like they look like a playoff team. I know that we always talk shit about the Nets. That's always been the talking point. But hey, it looks
Yeah,
like for the most part, Kyrie's going to be out there unless they play the Raptors, which right now it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
yeah, yeah,
So I'm telling you, man, it's a little scarier than I like to admit because I agree with you. I want them to do poorly, but I think they're looking good, man. I think they look in playoff shape, and it has a lot to do with their role players too, not just
yeah.
the big two.
I think it's more so about the defense. It's not even to me. Their offense is what it is. It's nice. Like you got two of the biggest players on your team, right? It's more so about defense for me. If they're if
Mm-hmm.
because the playoffs are different. If you're not able to play the transition game right, and you're not able
Mhm.
to hold off, like it doesn't matter what you're doing offensively. If you're not able to defend, you're out. Like,
Shout out, I just want to say this real quick. Shout out to Bruce Brown Jr. When
oof,
it
I love
comes
that
to
guy.
defending,
I love that guy.
that is the guy on that team. Like
Yeah,
he is
yeah,
the glue guy, and
yeah.
I just love. He's one of the more petty guys in the NBA too,
He is. He
because
is.
he's always fucking with people, and
Hmm.
then every time he gets a foul called,
Yeah.
he's like
What you think about
that's a
that?
foul.
What you
He's
think
that
about
dude
that?
at the park, like.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. He's that dude. He really is that dude at the park. Like, yo, you serious? That wasn't a foul. Like, bro, I'm bleeding. Like,
Yeah.
you wilding.
What did you think about that call against Middleton on him?
Mm-hmm.
What did you
It's a
think
good
about that?
question. I personally think it is a foul, but I don't think you call that foul at that point of the game. That's just me
Hmm.
personally, but
Hmm.
it is a foul. That's just what it
It's
is.
a foul. I don't know because I missed this game. I only got to see the highlights. But correct me if I'm wrong. That wasn't, he didn't have a tech or anything like that beforehand, right?
No, no.
Flagrant.
It was just a clean foul. It wasn't a flagrant foul, and it put Giannis at the line. That was the issue.
Yeah, and I think also with that, it's just Brown sold it too. Like Middleton should not have had his hand on his arm like
Mm-hmm.
that, but Brown sold it.
Mm-hmm.
Brown
Yeah.
sold that.
Who doesn't sell it in today? Real quick, speaking of selling, this is going to be entirely off topic. Did you see the Austin Rivers
Yo,
thing with Lance
okay,
Stevenson?
okay,
Bro.
okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
man.
about. With
That
these
shit should be
refs,
shut down.
that
Yeah.
made no sense. That I mean,
Who
okay.
got a tech for that?
In live action, you can think that he may have hit him, but he didn't connect, right?
At all.
He faked. That's like, and I don't want to put this in the same sphere, okay? But you remember when Matt Barnes faked the pass at
That's
Kobe?
exactly what I was thinking just now. Imagine he just dropped like he got shot. Like, what the fuck?
What are we doing here, man? Like that made no sense. So like I hate that for Austin Rivers, but I that's what I'm talking about. That made no sense.
Yeah,
They
man,
gotta do better.
for sure. But let me round this out. Last two, which I think is crazy because this East playing is pretty much locked up.
Yeah.
But the funny part about it is the last three teams all have the same record. So the Hornets are sitting at 40 and 37 as well as the Hawks. So those last three teams all sitting with the same exact record. I'm honestly the most surprised with the way the Hawks are playing. Like, I mean,
They invested some
they were
money.
expected to be higher, but
Yeah.
with the way they were looking mid-season, like I thought that they might even be in more trouble than they are now. So they did a good job pulling it
Oh, for sure.
together towards the end of the season for sure.
For sure. Yeah, but
And then next
they
up,
invested some money in that team. You can't you can't be down that far.
yes sir, yes sir. So next up, the Western Conference, we got Suns in the locked up first seed on a 9 game winning streak, which is crazy.
Amazing.
Um, then the Grizzlies at 2, Mavericks at 3, Warriors already at 4, and shit, they might even end up at 5.
I think they
Jazz
could.
and the Nuggets at 5 and 6, and they have the same exact record. And then T Wolves, 7th seed, Clippers at the 8th, Pelicans at the 9th. Shout out to my boy Damien. I know he's feeling that right now. And then the Spurs at 10. But what I find hilarious about this is Spurs and Lakers have the same record. So we're still up in the air for the next 5 or 6 games we have left on
Mhm.
who's going to be that 10 spot. But real quick, isn't it hilarious? Let's sip on these purple and piss tears. Isn't it hilarious that the same dude's like, whoever came up with that idea should have been fired, is now praying that he makes it into that 10 slot? Like, cosmic karma. You love to see it. And the fact that the Western Conference play in, that their record is 31 and 45 is the biggest shocker to me of all this. Like, how the hell did the East improve that much that quickly.
Yeah. I will say this. The Lakers record doesn't surprise me, but the standings do in terms of the record, how that flipped so fast because the West just 2 years ago was not like this at all.
For sure.
Not at all. Um I will say though, the Clippers they're probably one of the I would say one of the top 3 or 4 most impressive teams to me this year.
I agree.
You don't have Kawhi Leonard, you don't have Paul George, and you're still able to stay in the fight.
And making comebacks all year, like
Yeah,
all year. I got
yeah.
burned on a couple parlays because of comebacks that they hit. You know how bad, bro. There was one game I remember specifically. I'm trying to remember the opponent. It might have been the Pelicans. Dude, they
Mhm.
were up. The Pelicans were up like 40 points, bro, in the first half. And
Mhm.
they somehow can't, like,
Yeah.
bro, I was crying. I thought I was good. I was like, yes, sir, this parlay cashed. I'm about to get $200.
Yeah,
And then all I
yeah.
knew was pain. All I
Yeah.
knew was pain. It's the hope that brings you down. But I
Yeah.
think getting PG back is huge. I mean, they just did it
It is.
again
Yeah.
after he came back, and he's looking all right too. So
Yeah. They're
that's
resting him
important for
tonight, I
them.
think, but yeah. That's good
Why
for them.
not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're locked in. No matter what happens, they're in the playoffs. So why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah. So real quick, random trivia, because why not?
Yes, sir.
And here's the stakes here, because I'm putting you on the spot. Why the fuck not? Um, After each of these little scenarios,
Uh,
if you don't get it right, I get to ask you a question. And
oh.
it's not gonna be a sports related question.
Oh.
It's gonna be about Derrick Myers himself. So
Oh, wow.
let's fucking do it. Let's fucking do it. So you better get these shits right. That's all that's all I gotta say. So let's start in the Eastern Conference now.
Okay. All right. All right.
Hmm. Which one should I do? Which one should I do? Okay. Hmm. Which playoff team has a sub 500? Ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Home record in the
Ooh.
East.
Ooh. Ooh. That's a good one. Sub 500 at home. I get one chance to shoot this, right?
Yes, sir. You could ask me for like some clarifying questions, but that's about it. That's as far as we go on this.
Okay. And this is only playoff teams
Only playoff teams in the East. We're
in
only
the
talking about the
East.
East. Yep.
I want to say Philadelphia.
Ooh. That's a good one. It's close. But they are good on that front. Their home record is 21-17.
Okay. Ah,
Um,
man. Okay. That is close.
but and this is the only team that has a sub 500 home record. The Brooklyn Nets. And it
See, I
makes
was gonna
sense.
say them. I was gonna say them, but I was like, yeah, maybe they did win a couple more there.
Mhm.
Ah, okay.
That's
All right.
hilarious. That's
All right.
hilarious. So yeah, I'm not gonna do you too dirty on this first one.
Okay.
That was a tough one, bro. So
That
I
was
gotta
hard.
ask you, dude. And this is only relevant because as I was taking a shower today, I was like,
Mm,
I need to ask you this because I was listening to one of my favorite mixtapes today.
okay.
You're from Georgia, right?
Yes. Yes.
That's where you're from. Who
Well,
would you say?
yeah.
Well, where you've resided most of your life.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We'll leave it at that. He's like, I resonate with Jersey, motherfucker. But hey, we're gonna go with the Georgia theme here. Which rapper
Hmm.
do you think is the best to ever represent the A? I gotta ask the A specifically. That's a tough one, right?
That's hard. Because Ti has done an amazing job, but childhood, I want to say Ludacris.
That's a great shout.
I want to
That's
say
a great shout.
Ludacris. Yeah, yeah, because I mean he's so Atlanta, and I
Yep,
know
yep.
Amaretta might not like that, Dudes from College Park, right? I lived in College Park for about 5, 6 years. Um, it's not Atlanta technically; it's the outskirts of Atlanta, but Ludacris is Atlanta, and you don't think of anything else when you think of Ludacris. You think of Atlanta.
Mhm.
You think of everything about Atlanta before you even think about Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Or Ti doing such shit with his girlfriend. So yeah,
Yeah,
it all
yeah.
makes a lot of sense. It all makes a
Yeah,
lot of sense.
yeah. So I would say Luda. I'm gonna say Luda,
I
but I
like
mean,
that.
you have to say Outcast too. Like
Yeah, man, that's a good shout too. I,
Jesus.
I
Yeah,
completely was sleeping on the Outcast vibes.
yeah.
Mine is a deep cut, and I think this has to do with my age. I think it clearly has to do with my age.
Okay, okay.
Lyrically, you ready? Because that's where I
Oh,
make my
lyrically.
bones
Okay.
as a fan of rap artists.
Yes.
Um, Saha the Prince, baby. He's never gotten the recognition he deserved.
Hmm.
Saha the Prince is my number one lyrically to come out of the A. That's just how I feel. There's been a
Okay,
lot
hold
of
up.
people.
Hold
Go
up.
ahead, go ahead,
Hold
go
up. Hold up.
ahead.
Are you talking about who's best lyrically or who actually represents Atlanta to the fullest?
Because of my bias, it was the former, not the latter. But you definitely went with the latter for sure.
Okay. See, that's what I was thinking. But if you're talking about lyrically, oh my God, 3 stacks, man.
Oh, yes, sir. That's a good one
That
too.
that's just
That's a good one too.
Andre 3000 is lyrically that the dude is I wish he had more albums, man.
Same way I feel about Side too.
I just wish he had more.
Honestly, that's my childhood right there.
I
That's
got you. I
that's my
got you.
childhood right there.
Okay,
But
I got
we'll
you.
move on. We'll move on. This next one, we're still in the East. I think
Okay.
this is important to mention. Which team in the four, top four playoff
Mm-hmm.
teams
Mm-hmm.
currently, listen to this, currently has a better record against the conference, right, than
Mm-hmm.
they do against any other teams? That's the first part. And secondly, has split their last 10 games.
Split their last 10 games. That would mean they had to lose
Five
five.
out of the last 10.
We just lost two, so I know they ain't the Celtics.
Yes, sir. Definitely hate the Celtics.
Ain't the Celtics. I'm gonna say Miami.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm
You
gonna
got it
say
right.
Miami. Yeah. Because they were struggling for a bit. So yeah, I'm gonna say Miami on that one.
Yes, sir. Beautiful. Beautiful. You'll have to see it.
Yeah.
And now the last question I got to ask you.
Okay.
Who's the 15th team in the East? The absolute worst. Who is it?
Without looking.
Without looking, as it stands right now.
Who's it? Who's 15? I want to say Orlando.
Dude, you're not letting me ask you shit, bro. Let's go. Let's go. The Pistons, if they didn't get that win, they would be the worst. But they got
And
that
that's
win. Now
wild
they're
because
here.
weren't they in the playoffs last year?
Yes. Yes, they were. Playing vibes. Playing vibes.
That's
Jeremy
so
Grant
weird.
is
Jeremy
the
Grant. I
biggest
was like,
part, but
okay, so real quick, because I know there was and this is a side note, but I know someone was saying they were looking at Jeremy Grant as always for the last 3 years that's been going around, right? Do you think that the Pistons should move on from him?
hell no. Why would you? Because you're not gonna have to pay him the way you're gonna have to pay a lot of other great players.
Right,
A.
right, right,
Um, B, he's had injury issues, but why does it matter when your team is this ass? If you got pieces, keep them, because
right.
what are you going to do? Just completely go into a rebuild when your number one pick hasn't really panned out the way you would want a number one pick to? I don't know. I would say
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah. I think they should keep
definitely.
him too. There's no way to move on from him, but
I hated that OKC let him go.
I still don't understand why.
Dude, I honestly feel like when it comes to, and this is me being a homer, I'll do it. I don't give a
Mhm.
fuck.
Yeah,
When it comes to overall, not just who we have right now, but just overall draft expertise, like OKC,
yeah.
hands down, OKC got it. Like,
OKC is up there. If they're not, if they're, ooh, I gotta look at that. I gotta look at that. because that is
Warriors are up there. Warriors are in that conversation too.
Celtics are too.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Celtics are too.
Shout out Marcus Smart, baby. I remember that draft. I remember that draft.
Everybody gave us hell for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't. I wasn't. I seen that
No.
motherfucker play in college.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
love his
right.
game.
That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was in
I
Texas. Yeah.
love his game.
Um. Ooh, I don't know who else to say. You definitely put Golden State up there. Um. I can't say the Lakers. I can't say the Lakers. Not recently. You talking about all? You talking about? Are we talking about recently or just all time?
Yeah, recently.
Yeah,
I
recently.
think another good name, another good shout is the Grizzlies. A lot of things planned out in a good way.
Yo, Desmond Bain came out and said that they shipped off Iguodala because he didn't see the plan. I was like,
That shit had me dead.
That's spicy talk, bro. That's some spicy talk right there. I like it. I ain't going front. I like it. But yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, he would be they technically are above. They are above. Because I read something earlier today. Said that Phoenix, Memphis, and Dallas, those three teams, I think just 3 years ago, were the worst teams in the West, maybe in the whole league. But I know definitely in the West, they were like the bottom three seeds in the West, and now they're all three in the top of the conference, which is amazing, amazing, amazing. So yeah, man, Memphis has definitely done a great job of drafting, especially recently.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
So real quick, last question on the Eastern Conference before we move on. There's one team in this playoff picture right now that their home and away record, if it wasn't for the amount of games they had left, is identical. Home and away.
I want to say Charlotte.
Bro, how? I see you. I respect it. I respect it. You're 3 for 4, brother. That's Hall of Fame status, if you ask me. So I gotta step it up with these West teams now. I gotta get at least one more question in, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. So who in the West? You ready for this one? Who in the West is on the largest losing streak right now? Not in the playoffs, in the entirety of the West.
Portland.
Bro, what? What? Good shit, bro. Yo, this man, I'm gonna have to start coming to you for shit. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna give you my bet sheet before I send it in, because dude, you're killing it, bro. Yes, sir. You're completely right about that.
Yeah, Portland been hurting.
Yes, sir. Now I gotta ask you. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. What team minus Portland is tied with the Thunder at 2-8 in their last 10 games?
In the last 10.
Yep, last 10.
The Lakers.
Bro. Just say it. Just say it. Be honest. Like, be honest. You got the standings up right now. Yo, you're a beast, bro.
Because I like it's just keep up with the news.
It just makes sense. How about that? It just makes sense. You love to hear it. Now, the largest losing streak right now is the Trailblazers. Now I'm just throwing shit out there.
Yes.
This next team is in the playoff picture, but they have the second largest losing streak. What team is that?
Is it in the span of the last couple of games?
Yeah, it's a certain amount straight in the last couple of games. Yeah.
That they've lost.
Yeah, consecutively.
Golden State.
Dude, this guy's on fire, bro. I need to stump you with one of these, right? Like one of these. Bruh. Good shit. That's awesome. What playoff team? What playoff team in the West has an identical home and away win record? Not entire record, win record.
Okay, home and away. Identical for the whole year.
for the whole year.
I think I'm gonna miss this one.
Yeah, I'm setting you up because this is not the first team you would think of.
Minnesota.
That's a good shout. Let me see theirs. I got to check theirs. Their away record is terrible. They're sub 500 away, but it's the Suns. They got 31 wins on the road, 31 wins at home.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So now I get to finally fucking ask
Yeah.
you something.
I don't like talking
So
about myself.
all time, I got to put you in the hot seat. All time. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about who you think is the best player. I'm not talking about who you think is the most impactful player. I'm saying all time, who's the number one guy
Mm-hmm.
on Derek Myers' fandom list in any sport? Who's that one guy that no matter what it was, that was your guy?
That's tough because I got two.
I need
Actually,
one.
I got more. Jesus, bro. I'm gonna just throw it out there. Paul Pierce.
I knew it. I was gonna say Paul Pierce has to be on that
Paul
list, right?
Pierce, because it's Paul and Garnett. Those are
Mhm.
my two guys I'm rocking with when like whatever, no matter what. Like, and that was before Garnett even got to Boston, bro. Like,
Yes, sir.
that's my guy. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, man. But I'm gonna say Paul Pierce because I've been defending that guy since he retired. Oh my god, man.
The slander.
Oh
The
my god.
slander.
Now
He was in top
recently,
75, right?
yes, yes, yes,
Okay. Gotta
yes,
make sure.
yes,
Because that's blasphemy if he's not.
yeah. Well, they got that list all wrong, man.
100%. They
They
got
got that
some
list
old
all
dudes in
wrong.
there that
Yeah,
do
because
not belong.
AD was up there, right?
Yeah, that shit is stupid.
That doesn't
He
even
was
make
60
sense.
something though. He was
Yeah,
60 something,
I
but
don't
still.
care. He's not the top 75. I don't care where you
Yep.
placed him. He's not. He's not 75, and he's
I feel
not
like
better
they
than Klay
considered
Thompson.
like talents. You know what I mean?
No,
I
I
think that's what they considered talents.
yeah, but at the same time, like he
Clay
hasn't
got the
had.
jewelry, baby.
Look, it's not even about the rings for me. It's the impact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Klay
That's a
Thompson has
great
had a
show.
bigger impact than AD. I don't care what anyone says. Clay, like
That's but that's
Golden
tied
State.
in with championships though. That's the
No, no, no.
problem I have with that.
See, no, okay. Look,
Clay Thompson had never has had a season the way Anthony Davis has capped off some of his seasons. Like he's never been in that MVP conversation ever. So I don't know.
right, but it's not even about MVP for me. It's just like your impact on your team. Whether
Mm-hmm.
whether you win a championship or you don't, your
Yeah.
impact on your team. Are you able to like
Mm-hmm.
get them to wins? You know, he didn't have the greatest time in New Orleans, right? That's why he left. And then you get to LA and you
Got the ring
play,
though.
you're not there. Like, yeah, he got the ring, but you're not, he like, and
He got the
y'all can
half
say
a
what,
ring. He got
y'all
the
can
ring
say whatever
pop.
you want.
Let's make that clear.
Yo,
That ain't no
that's,
real
I
ring.
like that. I like that. I like that. Because that does that, like, it just, if it wasn't for the bubble, they're not winning that championship.
Yes, sir.
They're not winning
Yes,
that.
sir.
They're not winning that.
I
So
agree.
yeah, man. I like, he's not up there, but I'm sorry. I went on a whole rant, but
You're good. I
nah.
love it. I love to hear it. I'll give mine real quick. Ed Reed. He ain't kill nobody.
Ooh,
They ain't no
yeah,
deer antler spray involved. Ed Reed is just that dude. Like, come on, bro. The only person to
yeah,
take a into 110 yards, baby. Come on,
yeah,
son. Come
yeah.
on,
You
son.
can't be mad at that one. I love Reed, bro.
Yeah, man. For
Love
sure. All right. Last one. I hope I get to ask you something else.
him.
The last one. Um, what playoff team
Mm,
has a sub 500 conference record
mhm.
and this is the key part because there's a couple teams that fit into that mold, but sub 500 conference and sub 500 on the road as well.
Ooh, playoff team.
Playoff team.
Sub 500 conference and sub 500 on the road. I will likely get this wrong.
Hey, technically, wait, no, yeah, technically, you got two teams exist. So
Okay. So 50-50, I'll probably get this wrong.
okay,
Um, I'm gonna. So since it's two, let me get two shots. Uh,
what? What? Fuck it, I give it to you. You asked for it, I'll give it to you. Go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna say one is the Pelicans.
And what's your two before I tell you if you're right or
I hate to say it, but I'm gonna go with the Spurs.
not. I hate you, bro, because you got both of them. And what burns me about it, bro, is if you would have got one of them wrong, I would have asked you another question, but you didn't. So you know what? We're moving on, baby. I think it's only appropriate. Good shit. Like I am honestly stunned with how well you did at that. Good shit. Because that's not all of these questions, in my opinion, are not something you would know. Like it's not
Yeah,
something that you would look at or care about.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that was respect, my man. You're on another
Hey,
level.
I'm a detailed person. What can I say?
Hey,
And I
but
don't
where
like
do we
talking about
even go
myself.
after that?
I don't like talking about myself, so I was not gonna lose that.
Because I was throwing you lobs, bro. For this last one, I was gonna go deep, and hey, you're lucky. That's all I gotta say. You're lucky. We got to bring this back
That was a
somewhere down the
good one.
line.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that.
But next up, it's only right if we're all done with the NBA. Is there anything else before I wrap it up? Is there anything else you want to touch on with the NBA playoff picture or otherwise?
Outside of the fact that Ben Simmons is ramping up, which I don't know what that means, but he's ramping up. We'll see what
He
happens.
was ramping up 2 months ago,
He
baby.
was
What
ramping
the
up.
fuck?
Yeah, yeah, like in the summer too. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on, but again, my prediction, they don't make that the first round.
for sure. I agree with you on that.
Actually, if they do
All right.
face Miami, that's different. I don't know. 50-50 shot on that. Depends on who they're playing against.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I just gotta say, I just hope no matter what happens, that the Nets don't make it past the first round of the playoffs. And at
Damn.
this point, it doesn't look like they will. But that's just what I'm hoping. That's just what I'm hoping. But all right, it's only right that we move on to the MMA world really quickly.
Sir.
First of all, I think it's important to talk about this because we don't talk about other events besides UFC too often on this show. One Championship did a pay per view recently called One X, which I thought was very fun. Their shows actually air on Friday mornings because they're based in Singapore. So super
Oh,
strange, especially
okay.
for a a pay per view.
Yeah.
But I ain't pay for that shit. You already know me. I was streaming the fuck out of that. But it was fun. It was a really fun card, and it was capped off by Demetrius Johnson versus, in my opinion, for my money, probably the best Muay Thai fighter at that weight in the world right now. His name is Rod Tang. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Mm-mm.
One of my best highlight reels that I like to watch is his,
Really?
and it's not because he gets flashy knockouts. It's because he literally stands and trades with people and lets them hit him, and then
Oof.
responds in kind by hitting himself and saying, "You're not gonna knock me out, bro," which is fucking commendable at any weight class. I don't care.
Yeah.
I love watching Rod Tank fight. He's a pressure fighter, and I was honestly scared because this wasn't a straight up MMA fight. This was a mixed rules fight. So the way it worked was each round you change sports. So the first round
What?
was Muay Thai, 3 minute Muay Thai round. Second round, 3 minute MMA round, and you continue until we get to round 5 and it's done. Really interesting shit, right? First of
I've
all, how do you feel about
never
that?
I've never heard of that, but I actually like it because it can showcase different disciplines
Yep. And different strategy.
and it's strategic. It is very strategic.
They should do that with these boxing crossover fights, right?
I'm not mad at that.
Dude, like give us those freak show boxing matches with MMA fighters, but give us 4-ounce gloves. Like that will at least even the gap a little bit, right?
Yeah, but okay, maybe even try it in the UFC.
Yeah, man.
Hear me
Right?
out.
Why not? Why not?
If it's a championship match, undisputed championship match, right? Or even like number one contender fight, and you have multiple discipline, like you have two guys that are disciplined in multiple styles. Let's see who does what, who wins. I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yo, you know what would be cool as fuck? If they did like an all-star weekend for MMA,
Yes.
and it's with fights like that. Like there'll be a
Yo,
grappling round. There'll be a that'll be cool,
yes.
bro. And it's
Yes.
still a fucking fight. Like as soon as someone
Yeah.
wins, they win. Like it's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
That's I like where you're going with this. I like it.
Huh.
But it actually worked out very fun, man. I first of all, I just gotta say, Rodtang is a monster. He walked down DJ for the first three
Ooh.
minutes
Ooh.
and he landed some big shots. But DJ also landed some really nice counter right hands, cracked
Nice.
him a couple times, which doesn't say much because, in my
Yeah.
opinion, he always gets hit, but it never affects him.
Mm.
So there was a couple times where you heard the shots land really fucking loud. Like, damn,
Yeah.
that was a good one. But he couldn't stop Rod from pressuring him that whole round. Like he
Wow.
was on his back foot against the fence for the entirety of the round. Of
Wow.
course, he was landing a couple shots, but I gave that round to Rodtang. That I mean, of course, just just on sheer volume and pressure, really put it on him. And then as soon as the second round starts, right, as soon as it starts, Rodtang went from a pressure fighter
Mm.
to being entirely on the back foot, like entirely on the back foot,
Wow.
and trying to stay away as much as possible. And don't get me wrong, I think Demetrius Johnson didn't like he didn't have as easy of a time as I thought he would in the MMA round.
Mm.
And the reason why I say that is because I immediately thought, well, yeah, it's obvious, you go straight for the takedown and it's over, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's not what happened. He circled out a lot for basically a minute and a half. They weren't clinched even. They were at range, and he was trying to close down Rodtang. He
Mm.
eventually ducked under a hook and was able to turn the corner and get to his back. And from
Wow.
there, he was able, in a minute, literally, because that's all he had left. In a minute, he was able to get the back, threaten with a choke. Rodtang defended it,
Mm.
which I thought was fucking commendable, man. Like I was screaming when I saw that because I was like, if he gets out of this one, now the third round is a problem because
Yeah.
that first round was tough. But with about 20 seconds left, he was able to get the right grip and finish the choke. That shit, honestly, it was exciting as fuck. Like it was one of my more favorite fights outside the UFC, and obviously not because we got something we didn't expect,
Mm.
but at the same time, like it's fun. Why not? Let's do something different here.
Yeah.
And I thought it was awesome.
So what was the third round going to be?
Muay Thai again, and then
Oh,
fourth
okay.
round would have been MMA again. Fifth round Muay Thai. So 3 Muay Thai rounds, 2 MMA rounds.
Oh, okay. See, yeah. I'm not mad at that. I'm
Right?
not mad at that.
Give me that rule set.
Yo.
But Ngannou versus Tyson Fury. Give me that rule set.
Ngannou
I would
versus
lose my
Tyson
shit
Fury. That would be interesting.
because
I
Ngannou's not
don't
getting put out
I was
in
about
the
to say
first round.
I don't see Tyson Fury able to, if depending on where the MMA is, if it's just boxing in one of those rounds, he's not getting out of the MMA round.
100%. He needs to
He's
knock him
he
out in the
needs to knock
first.
him
Yeah,
out, and I don't see that
happening.
happening.
Yep, which is crazy,
Oh man, that'd be interesting. I would not
right? That'd
mind
be
that.
fun.
I would not mind that.
That will be way more one-sided though, because at least with Muay Thai, they're used to checking leg kicks and things like that.
Yeah.
So at least he wasn't at a double disadvantage.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
that's what
yeah.
Tyson Fury would be dealing with, in my opinion. But what's
Well,
fascinating, real quick,
mhm.
I'll let you
Yeah,
please remember
yeah,
your
yeah,
thought.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Tyson Fury has trained in MMA, and he's one of his main sparring partners for a long time was Tom Aspinall, who recently was able to
Really?
pull off that beautiful submission against Alexander Volkov in the main event, and looks like a hell of a prospect at heavyweight. So that's a cool connection there, and he
That's
actually
interesting.
gave him a nice shout out too before the main event spot. It was like, "Hey Tom, do your damn thing out there, show them what we already know," and that's exactly what he did. It's just dope.
That's intriguing. That's very intriguing. Yeah, I see. Like, I want to see something like this in UFC now.
Right? It's
I
only
do.
right.
I do. Because when the stakes are high, I need them to like elevate even more. When
Mhm.
you have everything on the line, I need to see everybody at their best.
For real. And
You
the
know,
only time we saw anything like it in the UFC was Randy Couture versus James Toney. But
yeah,
that was a straight up MMA fight, and
that
we know how that
was.
one went.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
thing though. When it comes to these fights, I feel like to a certain extent, there isn't really a catch. Like we already figured this out. That's what the
Hmm.
first UFCs were about. Like we already
Yeah.
figured out what it is. But at the same time, I think that boxing match with Ngannou and Tyson Fury would be interesting if they were able
Because
to pull that off.
look think about it like this: like the champion can have the advantage of the 3 rounds in their favor.
In their discipline, exactly.
Their discipline, yeah. Give them their discipline for 3 rounds, and then the other, the contender coming at 2 and 4.
Now, if it's
Um,
5 minute rounds, I think Fury has more of a chance to knock him out than if it's
yes,
just 3 minutes, which is an
yes.
interesting shout.
Oh, I like the yo. We need to start getting paid for our commentary.
Bro,
These are some
every
really good
show,
ideas. These are
every
great
show.
ideas. Yo, Dana, I swear on everything. You better. I swear on everything. Don't do it. Don't take this, bro. Like I swear on everything. I'm gonna come after you so fast, bro.
I don't think Fury will sign for that,
No, no,
honestly.
no, no, no. I'm not talking about that fight. I'm talking about just the implementation. We need
Oh
to be
yeah,
in on this.
yeah. Yes, sir.
Include
Yes,
us
sir.
in on in the commentary. Give us some contracts or whatever. Like let us cover
Yep.
something. Don't just X us out. Like I want in. I want in.
If it happens, we know who made it
We know
happen.
who. Yeah,
That's all that
we know.
matters.
We
That's all
know.
that
We
matters.
know. We know.
Great shout, dude. Great shout. I just want to say, but we'll move on from this. UFC Columbus. Now, I know that not a lot of people watch this, but
Yeah.
if there's anything I want to talk about from this event, it's the fact that if anything explained to me that we need fans back in these arenas and we need to
Mhm.
stop being at this apex every 2 weeks, basically,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's these last two events.
Yeah.
First in London, now in Columbus, Ohio. I just want to
Yeah.
say, Columbus, Ohio in general, like every time the UFC has come to Ohio,
Yeah.
they fucking delivered like one of the best American crowds, period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they are loud as fuck and turned up for anyone remotely close that they could represent. Like these dudes were cheering
Yeah.
for someone from Australia just because he was fighting a Russian. And you would have thought he lived. You would have
Yeah.
thought he lived in Columbus. Like they were all for that dude, which was hilarious. But real quick, random side note: Curtis Blades had a huge jump in his level in this fight, which was scary to think about. Because let
Yeah.
me give you a stat. This is exciting for me because when I found this out, I was shocked, stunned
Mhm.
even. So the first of all, if you had to take a guess, who
Mhm.
would you say has the most takedowns in heavyweight history in the UFC?
Ooh, in UFC history, Cain Velasquez comes to mind.
I'm so glad you said that. But anything else? Is that your final pick?
I'm gonna just stick with Cain.
Beautiful. Cain Velasquez has 33 takedowns, and he is the second most prestigious heavyweight. Curtis Blades is number one. Now, give me a guess. How many
Jesus.
takedowns do you think Curtis Blades has had in his career? This is someone who's 29 years old as well.
If Kane has 33, Curtis, I'll put Curtis at around 45, 50.
That's a good bet. 61.
Jesus.
61. He almost lapped Cain Velasquez. And this is what is even crazier. He didn't even feint a level change in this fight. He fought entirely on the feet against someone who is known for being a boxer in Chris Dawkins and knocked him out with a same time counter in the second round. Spectacular shit. Like, I just want to say, I love this thing. I love this dude. Like, I legitimately picked against him on the show.
Yeah.
And it was because and I don't feel bad about it because
Yeah,
who
yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
would have saw that coming?
Yeah.
Even if he would have won, it wasn't going to be like that
Not
in
like
everyone's
that.
mind.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
But at 29 years old, man, like, that is a child in the heavyweight
Yes.
division.
Yes. Yes.
Ngannou's 30, 35, 36.
Yeah.
And Ngannou obviously beat him twice. But this Curtis Blades, like, I need to see this guy against whoever. I mean, I just want to say this real quick. The top 7, because
Mhm.
Volkov is included in that.
Mhm.
I feel like on any given night can become champion in that weight class, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
You can make some cases for different guys for sure. Um, where's Curtis standing right now in
I
the
think he's now ranked
ranks?
third. Yep.
That's behind
So Cyril's number 1 because they don't count the
Cyril.
champions,
Okay. Okay.
and then
Yeah.
Stipe number
Stipe.
2.
Okay. Okay. You think Stipe is done, or you think
Hell no, he was there, and you would have thought that fucking
he's ready?
dude, he got a bigger pop than Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow was there.
Are you
They love
serious?
Stipe in Ohio, bro. I'm telling you, if anyone, you're gonna cater to and bring them home whenever they fight, it should be Stipe. Because I don't know if you remember this. He fought in Cleveland, not even in Ohio, in Columbus, in Cleveland
Mm-hmm.
against Alistair Overeem. And that
Mm-hmm.
was top 5 American crowds ever as well. Like, they went crazy for him. And he got an even bigger pop than Joe Burrow. And real quick side
That's
note,
wild.
shout out to Joe Burrow because this man was there since the first prelim. He was he didn't
Oh,
come in like everyone else. That dude is a
oh,
fan,
good,
which you love
good.
to hear. You love
Yeah,
to hear it.
yeah. That's how you're supposed to do. Because I'm saying right now, if I ever pay money to go to a UFC pay per view, oh, I'm watching them set the octagon up. I'm
Dude,
not
hell
missing
yeah, word.
anything.
I'm just saying right now, I promise you, it's set in stone right now. The next time the UFC is in Georgia, I'm coming and we're going. So
bet,
let's do
bet,
it.
bet, bet. Yeah,
Let's
because
do it,
I'm
baby.
saying they came here. I know it was I was gonna say Roy Jones Jr. Jesus.
Your
Rashad
favorite
Evans.
fighter fought. Yeah. They came here recently too, even
Rashad
more
Evans.
recently. And you know who was the main event in that one?
Who?
Tyron Woodley against
Oh
Robbie
yeah,
Lawler.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
Demetrius Johnson was also on that card as well.
Yes, yes. I see. I know it was Rashad Evans here, but I can't. I forget who he fought. It wasn't.
Mhm.
It wasn't Jones. I want to say it was. Jesus, who was that? I don't remember. I just remember seeing the billboards everywhere, and I wanted to go, but it was. I wasn't. I didn't have the money for that, so that was not
I
happening.
feel you.
But yeah, right. Rashad Evans. Rashad Evans was the main event here. That's the last time I remember them being here in Atlanta.
It was Rashad versus Chuck Liddell. That's when he
Liddell.
knocked him out too.
Liddell? Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yo.
was years ago, dude.
God.
2008.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the last time I saw. I knew they were here. Okay. But let's make that
Deep
happen.
cut. I didn't even know what MMA was in 2008. You know how old I was in
Bro.
2008, bro?
What?
11.
I was 18.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was a huge Liddell fan, man. Like
How could you
that's
not
the
be?
main guy I played with in the UFC games.
Yes,
It
sir.
was him, John Jones, and Rashad Evans. Those are like the three main guys I was playing with. Oh, Lyoto Machida as well.
Yes, sir.
Those are my guys. Those are my go-to guys. That was it.
Fun fact, Lyoto Machida was a part of 2 of the most significant MMA moments in my personal fandom. The
Mm-hmm.
first one, first pay-per-view I've ever watched was him against Chris Weidman. And
Ooh,
I
ooh.
love Lyoto. I was
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
sad. I wanted him to win so badly,
yeah,
and all I know is pain. The
yeah.
first live event I went to was Lyoto Machida versus Luke Rockhold, and we know how that
Oh
went as
my
well.
God. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
dude, that card, like looking back on it now, that card was stacked. We had Aljamain Sterling on that card,
Yes.
Max Holloway versus Cub Swanson on that card. There
Ooh,
was a whole bunch of bangers on that card, which is fire
we're
to
gonna
look
have
back at.
one day we might have to go through and do our top five cards.
Yeah, man, that'll be
We
really
might have to
fun.
do that. That ooh,
There's so
okay.
many. There's so many, and it could go in both ways too. Like there's ones that were good on
Yeah.
paper, and there's ones that delivered in a way that
Yes.
you thought they shouldn't have. So yeah, that'll be fun.
I'm gonna do some real research on that one.
Oh
Jesus.
hell yeah, me too, me too. Especially for that
Okay.
dark period. There's a
Oh
real
yeah,
dark
yeah,
period
yeah.
where I
There
have no
was.
clue what happened.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
exciting.
Okay, let's do that.
Anyway, that's all I got this week, man.
Yes,
Curtis
sir.
Blades is the truth. For any of y'all who was doubting it, believe
Yeah,
for
yeah. I don't
sure.
know. I don't know why anyone would doubt Curtis Blaze, man. That dude, phenomenal,
Yes,
phenomenal.
sir.
Yeah,
But all
man.
right, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think
Wrap
that's
us
it.
up. Take us home, baby.
Yes, sir. All right. You can find me, follow me at Derrick underscore OTS. That's Derrick, the black way to spell it. But more so and more importantly, follow the brand OTS. You can find us at OTS Media Co. on all social media platforms. OTSmediaco.com. Check out the website. Look, see what articles we have up. We should be having some up pretty soon. Actually, I got a text message I got to respond to. I'm really bad with text messages to this recently within the last 2 months, but I got someone that's going to post something real soon. So be on the lookout for that. But check out all the other shows. Rate, review, find us on YouTube, OTS Media. Um, Actually, I haven't even announced this yet. We're on TikTok now. Um, I think it's at OTS Media Co on there as well. I'm
Nice.
not personally on TikTok. I think Dwayne's gonna be running that account, so I don't know what to tell y'all about TikTok. Just look for OTS Media Co on there, and let us know what you guys think about the show. Especially this is it's very interesting when we have down periods in sports. We're still able to come here and give you guys a 5 course meal. So, I think you guys come here and listen every week or watch, So, thank you for everyone that does that. We appreciate it very much. Please give us that feedback though. We need that feedback from you guys. We need some engagement on our social media pages. Just let us know what you guys think. Even if you disagree, I'm fine with that. Disagree, I don't care. Just let us know what you think. I want to hear from you. You guys talk all the time, so talk to us.
Yes, sir. Good, bad, or indifferent. We need to
Yes,
hear it.
sir. Yes, sir.
Oh man. I just want to say you live up to that Podfather and sorry, dude. You lived up to the name because holy shit, that was smooth, bro. We got
Appreciate
one quick
it.
anecdote. We got to get Damien on our TikTok as well because he's doing his thing on TikTok as well. It's
Good.
only right.
Good. Good.
And it's fun to watch because he posts them on Twitter. That's the only reason I know.
Okay.
Shout
Okay.
out to him. He's also been stepping up big into the sports betting side of things, which has been fun to watch.
Most
Putting out
definitely.
multiple plays a day, like over six.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. I've been seeing that. Yeah. Damien, shout out to you, bro. Great stuff, man.
Yes, sir. But you could catch me on all platforms, baby, but specifically on Twitter at Negadong MMA, as well as on Instagram at Chris Negadong underscore. Got some really fun stuff coming up. I got another episode with Eric Betts Fights breaking down not this weekend. This weekend's off weekend. Next
Yes.
weekend's UFC card, which is one of the best of the year, if you ask me. The triple header is insane.
Yeah.
We got real quick. I'll just run it down. Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling 2. I said it in that order on purpose
I
because I
know.
still
I know.
I know you hate me for it, but I
Nah.
still and funny enough, I made the case for Aljamain Sterling on the podcast, so please watch that.
Oh, I'm looking
Um,
forward to that one.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
But uh, besides that, in the main event, we got Alexander Volkanovski versus the Korean Zombie, which is another really fun fight,
Looking forward to that.
and then Khamzat Chimaev coming up against Gilbert Burns. We're gonna find out if it's real or not in a
Yeah.
big way.
Yeah.
And I just gotta say this because we said it on the podcast, one of the favorites in those three fights are gonna lose, right? Like one of them, like there's no way all three of those favorites pull through, and they're pretty big favorites, like
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
three of
Yeah.
them. So
Yeah. 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 I'm willing to bet Sterling is going to pull through.
Dude, I made the case. I
I'm willing to
agree.
bet.
No injuries. He's back
Yes.
healthy.
Yeah.
Took
Yeah.
his
I'm willing
time
to
too.
bet. Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if you've seen any of the photos.
He's
He's
looking
looking
good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Exciting stuff. Make
Yes,
sure you
sir.
check that out. And then next week, we're going to be having another episode of the old school retro MMA archive. It's going to be fun to be back in that and in the swing of things. We're going to be covering UFC 14.
Yes,
So
sir.
really looking forward to that. And as always, make sure you follow the brand. I know he said it. I'll say it again. And we're good to go, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. We'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.